Good morning. Good afternoon. My bad. It's 12:26, and I'm talking about good morning. It's Friday, 1st of April. Is this April Fool's Day? Or does that fall on a different day? I don't know. I can't
It's
remember.
April Fools. It's April Fools. So you're gonna see
April
April
Fools.
Fools
Oh,
posts
it's gonna be
everywhere.
some bullshiggity going on today, boy.
Yeah,
Because the day's still young, so I don't see no April Fool's joke as of right now. But
yeah.
we about to dive in today's segment to all the places that we are streaming live: Facebook, my business Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You, for my imperfect non-judgment of people, my FIMP group 50 and over, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Gwen's Boys Mindset. Please comment, like, and subscribe. So, before we get started, listen, got to throw out the disclaimer out there for you ladies and gents and ladies. Oh, you. Now, I'm not going to say that because I'm clowning with Dave Chappelle. I'm not doing a Dave Chappelle reference. I don't want to offend nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, to everyone, it's not a debate, not judging nobody, no derogatory statements. It's all topics with no judgments. You are now live into the no judgment zone with yours truly, Sean Taylor. I got my boy, my ace, BL, aka BL, B in the house, Brandon Lantley. You know what I'm saying? Babyface himself. You know what I'm
For
saying? Young
sure.
blood. We in
Yo,
here.
I
We
get that. I get that everywhere I go, Sean. I got a lady at Wawa. She was like, "Boy, you don't
right.
look 33." I said, "Yeah, I know. It's the baby face.
It's the baby face. Ain't nothing wrong, man.
Ain't
Hold
nothing
that baby
wrong."
face title as long as you can hold it, or as long as part of time will allow it.
Yes.
So don't complain about it. Don't complain about
Nope.
it. So listen, today's topic, it's a good topic, man. This is a topic where, you know, people really don't think outside the box when it comes to this topic. They don't understand how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to this topic and the struggles that comes behind this topic. So we're talking about emotional attachments. Okay, everybody has been at some point in their life where they've had an emotional attachment to somebody or something. you know some people have emotional attachments to alcohol, or emotional attachments to drugs or whatever. Some people have emotional attachments to people. So now there are two different separations when a person goes through a divorce and when a person goes through a breakup. You have the physical separation, and then you have the psychological separation. Okay. Now, the physical separation, it means physical, in the terms physical. The definite meaning of physical, the presence being right there where you can actually see them or touch them in your presence. Okay, once you bypass that, now you have the psychological separation, which takes way more longer to get over than the physical separation. A
Yeah.
part of that psychological separation is that emotional attachment that ties within that. And that emotional attachment, I'm gonna tell you, it's a mother. I'm gonna tell you, it is nothing to. It's not laughable. It's serious. It takes a lot to get unraveled, to get up out of that situation when it comes to the psyche and the emotional part of that psyche. So emotional attachments, man, they are rough, they are hard, and it takes time. So me and Brandon, we was going back and forth today in a little conversation, which actually prompted this podcast. And I said, bro, we got to do a podcast on emotional attachment. We got to do this. We got to do this. And it was just random. Boom. We put it together. Now we here. B, we're going to dive in more to it, but I want to actually tag team you into this conversation and give us some intake or give us some insight on what you feel or what's your take on emotional attachments.
Well, emotional attachment is it's something that can be a good thing, and it's something that can be a bad thing. Because if you're emotionally attached to the right person, or somebody who's going to reciprocate that love, reciprocate that energy, reciprocate said duty, then that emotional attachment is fine. But if you're with somebody who's not on the same page, you're not going the same direction, they playing games, you're hot and cold, or whatever, then that's a detriment. That is a detriment to your life, because now you're attached to someone who doesn't have your best interest.
Mm,
And when that, especially this person is operating off what's best for them and not considering you at all, that's a dangerous emotional attachment. And it's number one, it's hard to break, of course. And it seems like especially for, let's just say, women, but men go through this too. The worse the person, the harder it is to break the attachment. It's crazy. People talk about these terrible people. She did this, he did that, she said this, he said that. And at the end of it, you're sitting there like, okay, well, this person clearly doesn't like you, clearly doesn't respect you, clearly doesn't want anything to do with you going into the future. But yet you're sitting here justifying why you're still there. That's emotional attachment.
mm, mm. And I'm a break down the biggest breakdown of emotional attachment and the definitive meaning. Emotional attachment is the tendency to cling to people, beliefs, habits, possessions, and circumstances, and the refusal to let go and try new things. When you're emotionally attached, you are unable and unwilling to let go, make changes, or get out of your comfort zone and do new things. Emotional attachment also means lack of freedom because you tie yourself to people, possessions, habits, and beliefs and avoid change in anything new. This means that if you lose something to which you are attached, you feel bad and unhappy. Let me tell you something. So, me and Brandon were talking about, I gave an analogy of an emotional attachment. And I'm going to start with the woman first, then I'm going to transition over to the guy. A woman can be emotionally attached to an ex. And then she's got this new thing going on with Dexter St. Jock. Okay, now Dexter St. Jock is bringing everything and then some: looks, establishment. He's got his own thing going on, um, and he is bringing that 50 Shades of Gray work in the bedroom too as well. Now, Bubba on the right hand side. Uh, Let's go back to Dexter St. Jock. He's got the physical. I mean, he's built like a Greek god. Everything, educated, everything. And then Bubba, her ex, she cannot detach herself from it. And that Bubba looks nothing like Dexter St. Jock. Bubba looks like he's never worked out a day in his life. Bubba looked like he is. He ain't turning no heads where he go to. Bubba
Yeah.
is just Bubba. But
Yeah.
she's been attached to Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't break away from that attachment. You got Dexter St. Jock that's looking at her like, okay, I've seen your ex and I'm not impressed.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about this dude that you can't shake? You done gave me the whole 411 on this guy. You done said he got a micro penis. He's a minute man. He's
Yeah.
self-absorbed. He's selfish. It's all about him. He's a narcissist. He don't apologize. He don't care about your feelings, but you're still emotionally attached to Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
When you got Dexter St. Jock over here, who's got everything, bringing the heat. He just don't bring the heat one time in the bedroom. Every time he knocking you out both ways, orally and through penetration. Every time he don't miss a beat. He delivers 10 out of 10 like Shaft. I mean, he doing
Mm-hmm.
everything right.
Yeah.
But you still can't break away from Bubba's old big belly ass. You can't get rid of Bubba. You just can't get rid
Nope.
of. You can't detach yourself from that emotional attachment, and it has nothing to do with looks, fellas. Fellas, it has nothing to do. She is
Nothing.
psychologically attached and emotionally attached to this dude, and it takes time for her to break away from that. Is it a slim chance that she may lose Dexter St. Jock? Yeah, because he need a catcher's mitt for all the cookies that's being thrown his way, man. He need like two catcher's mitts. He fighting off all the women out there like
with
gnats
both
and
hands.
flies at a barbecue. I mean, he's kindly ducking and dodging all the women that's coming at him, but he just won't that one. But she is emotionally attached to Bubba. Now, let's flip it. Let's get the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Fella got sunshine. I mean everything about her sunshine. She walked through the door, it's
Yeah.
sunshine. She touch you, it's sunshine. She kiss you, it's sunshine. She giving you the cookies, it's sunshine all day, every day. She do everything right. She's the one that makes you call up your current woman and say, "Hey, is your mama at home? Is your mama in the house?" Tell her, yeah, hey, Susie, I ain't never coming home. That's you got sunshine.
Yeah.
But then he got Karen over here. Karen, Karen ain't never
Yeah.
worked out a day in her life. She got not one, two, three, four. She got five chins. She got four stomachs. I mean, there's nothing appealing about Karen. All hope is lost in the physical realm of things when it comes to Karen, but he can't get unraveled from that psychological and emotional stuff. And Sunshine is like, you got all this. You got all, I mean, and I'm talking about Sunshine is hella bad, man. Sunshine's so fine that when you see her, you just want to cry because she's so fine. She got the small waist. She got the pretty face. She's got the education. She got the conversation. She got the hips and the butt. Man, oh man. And you see Sunshine in that sundress. It don't make no sense. Sunshine, stop doing it to me, Sunshine. When she moved, that booty you just like, good God. Boy, God took his time with Sunshine. And when I say God took his time with Sunshine, whoo, ooh, ooh, he took his time with Sunshine. I mean, Sunshine's
Yeah.
so fine, you don't even know what to say to her. You go up and you forget what your name is trying to
Peanut butter in the top of your mouth.
I mean, Sunshine, but Sunshine, she is perplexed. She is baffled and dumbfounded. It's like, I seen your ex. You got me. But what is it? Why you? It's hard. I'm trying. So it goes on both sides. That I'm telling you, that emotional attachment is something else. I've been there. That emotional attachment, it have everybody. It has everybody in the church. You got your friends from college. You got your cousins. You got your aunts. You got even your mama asking, "What in the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
This woman treats you, talk to you like you ain't nothing. She can't even cook you toast. I mean, all she cares about is what you give her. She don't care." And then he works out 7 days a week. And he got a body of a Greek god, and he's still emotionally attached to Karen. And nobody understands it because you're on the outside looking in and you don't know how deep that rabbit hole goes when it comes to that emotional attachment. B, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, you can even take it to, let's say, because you went to one of the extremes, but let's just take it to, you got two women. One, this is a good woman. She reciprocates your energy, does what needs to be done, adds value to your life. And then you got a woman who's of similar attractiveness, or maybe even a little bit more attractive, but she brings absolutely nothing to you. She
Right.
only takes. She's there to drain you. But he can't get past that woman to get to the woman that's best for him because of his emotional attachment. Especially men, especially if the chick look good, she got some legs or something. She don't even got to be super fine. You have an emotional attachment to her, and it's the same with women on the other side. But having this attachment to someone, what it does over time, and we're seeing what happens to men when they have an emotional attachment to someone who's draining them. We're watching it in real time. It's like we're watching a reality show. You watched the result of that explode on stage at the Oscars Sunday night.
Oh man.
Emotional attachment. That's what
Mm-hmm.
you watched.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you
Mm.
saw. The emotional attachment to a woman who's not been pouring into her man. She hasn't. She's been
Right.
taking and taking and taking. And as she's taking from him, he's filled it. He's filled it with other things. Namingly him being an actor. I told my mom the other night, I say he's played so many roles, I'm pretty sure he's forgotten who the real Will is. Because Jada's taken so much away from him, he don't know who the real Will is anymore. So now he's a mixture of characters. He thought he was King Richard and Jim West Sunday night. That's who he thought he was.
Boy, you know that you know it's cold blooded to bring up that Wild Wild West movie, man, because he's trying to forget that movie, man.
He
You know,
is. He is.
Will jokes on himself about how he turned down the Matrix for Wild Wild West.
Yes.
Hey, man, so because I remember seeing Wild Wild West, and I was like, Will, what is this bullshickety shit that I am watching? But I'm a Will Smith fan. I would pay my money to go see it. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I can't unsee this or get my money back. This is
It's more of a kids
ridiculous.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was a kid when it came out and I liked it. But as
Right,
an
right,
adult,
right.
it's a corny western. Yeah. So,
And it didn't give the real Wild Wild West I used to watch with my grandma when I was little in diapers. With I think it was Robert Conrad. He played James West or whatever. Now that show was the bomb. I mean, they had it. I was like, boy, this is nothing like the. Yeah, no, it did
and
nothing for the show that used to come on TV. Yeah.
yeah, best part of that movie was Dr. Lovelace. He was good. Dude in the wheelchair. He was good.
Dr.
But
Lovely.
yeah, Dr. Lovelace. But we're watching that. We're watching this emotional attachment, man. And if he doesn't get the help that he needs, because the main thing is he has to detach himself. He
Right,
has to. He
right.
has to. He has to detach himself because there's inner work that needs to be done. And that's the other thing. When you have attachments like this going on, it's hard for you to work on and focus on yourself because you're always looking for validation from this person because of the attachment you have to her. Just go back and look after he committed that shameful act Sunday night. He looked at Jada for validation. He wanted to see the validation in her eyes. I put it to you
Mm,
like this. So they got together because they end up marrying because of course she got pregnant, but she only dealt with Will because he was an up and coming Will Smith. He was already an accomplished rapper. He was getting into acting, and he was a burgeoning star. That's what he was. And she's like, man, this is one of the best options right now. Now she didn't want to get married. She wanted to continue to be for the streets, but her people was like, no, you ain't about to be out here in the street a single mom. You're going to get married, and he's going to make you an honest woman. And she ended up doing it. And now it's like because of that decision where she felt like she was forced, which she was not forced, you made a decision. Kids go against their parents' wishes all the time. So you chose to do this. It's like she's punishing Will because she feels like her time has passed. And she know her time has passed. Like the young lady I was talking to earlier, her best years were given to Will. She gave her best years to Will. So she wants that payback on the back end now. She wants to shine. She wants everything. And instead of Will detaching himself, working on himself, and all of that, he's steady focusing on getting validation from this person, all because of emotional attachment.
mm. So you really feel that's the only reason she got with Will?
What? Because he was an actor, up and coming actor?
Right.
Yeah, and the rapper because of who he was. Yeah, it was clear. It's very clear that she didn't like Will for Will. Now, the only one she liked for themselves was Tupac. Because
Oh boy.
even before Tupac went through his transition, because people forget, man, they always talk about, oh, black women, they want Tupac in the suit, they want the bad boys, they want the roughnecks, they want you to knock their head between the washer and dryer. Tupac wasn't that guy at heart. You know
Nope,
what
he
kind of dude
wasn't.
Tupac
He
was, a
wasn't.
very smart, intellectual guy. It wasn't until women basically told him, yo, being nice is corny. And he got an interview where he said, the girl told me I was too nice. And then you fast forward a year later, and he got a beanie on with a leather jacket. Tell me, yo, you got these chicks, you need to break them and shake them. Now, if you got a good one, you keep a good one. But these other ones, you do what you do, you kick them out. And I was like, dude, that's a heck of a transition. But women like that persona. That's why I say them liking the thug image or anything like that and being attached to that, it's a lot of dudes is false because it's easily imitatable. Because we know it's a lot of guys ain't about that life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
And
Tupac wasn't no punk. I won't say Tupac was a punk. He was
no,
not a punk, but he was not the quintessential thug. He's not the quintessential Pookie and Ray Ray.
right, exactly, definitely. And everything you said on that was true. I mean, you know, think about it. I mean, they both went to the Baltimore School of Arts, so
Yes.
that's where they actually met. I mean, if people didn't know the history on anything, you gotta be from Baltimore, whatever the case. I mean, they that's where they went. They went
Mm-hmm.
to the Baltimore School of Arts, and that's how they met. And their relationship it developed deeply as teenagers, so and into adults. But who knows if Tupac was still alive, if Jada would end up with Tupac, because they had such a deep relationship together. And even Will admitted that he was jealous of that. You know what I'm saying? That he was, in her eyes, Tupac was the quintessential perfect man in her eyes for her. And
Yeah.
so when I heard him say that the first time I heard him say that, I was on he was on the Breakfast Club. I was like, wow, So, and he said, he admitted he was jealous. I gotta give Will Smith where credit is due. I mean, the dude's candid and transparent. He just admits it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but that's in some people's eyes, hell, and at the time in my eyes, I thought Will was the second choice instead of the first choice. I mean, that's just, and
Yeah.
sometimes in life, um, people do when they can't get what they want, they go with the second choice.
Mm-hmm.
And are they 100% happy with that second choice? Is that initially what they wanted? If they're being honest and 100% transparent, no, it's not.
You know what it leads to?
Well,
Resentment.
of course, definitely, no
Because I
doubt,
couldn't.
no
It's
doubt.
resentment. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No
She
doubt.
resents Will. She does. She does because he wasn't her first choice.
No. Mm-mm. But to take it that far to go as to get married or whatever, I mean, people we do it. Everybody, at least once in their life they've picked it. They pick. I know I've done it. I mean, you've gone with the second choice opposed to the first choice of what you initially actually wanted. So, I mean, is that a crime? No. I
No,
mean, that's life. That's
that's life.
those things.
I
Those
mean, we being
things.
honest, that's life.
That's life, and those things happen. If people are being honest with themselves, there are people right now that are married or with somebody that is not their first choice.
Absolutely.
If everybody, and I say it all the time, the world would be a different place. Relationships and marriages would be different if people could be who they actually are and be transparent. And is this my first choice
Yeah.
or is this my second choice? Now, when we going back and transference of information when it comes to this in a candid conversation, nobody wants to have that uncomfortable conversation. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Because uncomfortable conversations, there has to be there has to be layers of truth within it. That's what makes it uncomfortable. See,
Yeah.
there's no uncomfort or discomfort in a lie
Yeah.
because they are telling you what you want to hear, what you desire to hear, what you crave to hear. But when it comes to the truth, it gets uncomfortable with the wrong people. And that's just
Yeah.
simply what the truth is. But an emotional attachment, and B, that was a good analogy bringing up Will and Jada. When you think about it, on for Will, it is an emotional attachment.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking Will Smith, one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. Probably can have any freaking woman that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any sunshine he wants, he probably could have with not no effort, coercion, persuasion. Don't even just walk up and be like, he ain't even got to say he Will Smith. All he got to do is just show up. He could have a plethora of choices,
Yep.
but he's with Jada. She's attractive. Yes. Is she's the most attractive woman in the world? No. Jada's got a nice body. Does she has the best body in the world? No. But he has that emotional attachment. When he first saw Jada, he was eating and he couldn't take his eyes off her when he first saw her. When he first saw
Yep.
her, he saw her on the I guess she was supposed to be doing a guest appearance on the Fresh Prince, and he
Yep.
was just like, Jesus Christ, man, he was smitten. He was smitten. Notice I said he was smitten.
He.
Jada was not smitten.
Mm-hmm.
So that further lets us know he wasn't her first choice. So I say all that to say this. Now he's into the emotions of it, blah, blah, blah. Now he can't detach himself from it. It's so hard to detach yourself from an emotional attachment psychologically. It's so, so freaking hard. And it's going to take time. Can he do it? Yeah, he could do it. But it's going to take time. And if you got somebody in your life who can't understand that, you got to have patience when the person is emotionally attached to somebody, because emotional attachments ain't got nothing to do with looks.
No.
Emotional attachment ain't got to do with looks, money, prestige. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nope. No. So you got a few comments. Let's see.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know who Facebook user is. That sound like Ness. He say Will was Plan B. Plan B never gets the same love as Plan A. Will was thrust into this cycle of proving himself worthy of Plan A, a love which is unobtainable. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's correct. You say I'm happy as hell I didn't marry my first choice because my choosing came from lower extremities and not the upper. Testament to our life as a man.
Right. Yeah.
That's being a man.
You,
Oh,
you, you.
you got a few more. You
I
got
mean, there's nothing wrong with lower extremities,
nothing wrong with it.
but I feel you, bro. That's 100% accurate. What you got, B?
Yeah. Chantel Cooper, appreciate you for watching. She said, I came in here to hear you talk about sunshine.
Chantel, girl, hey, get off this thing. Get off and quit clowning. She always clown. That's my girl, though.
And
What's
she said,
up, Chantel? Silly sound. Silly
she say
sound.
people think that Jada took away only because they know about her extra. The problem is that people do not realize that their marriage been open but discreet. August was the only person that could not keep it under wraps. Yeah, Will's women have kept the family's confidence. Yeah. Jada just chose a messy partner because they both had been dealing with other people, and they
Right,
have an open marriage.
right,
But
right,
even with that said, even with all of that, it's still clear that his attachment is to her. Yeah, physically, he'd be with other
right,
women and whatnot, but his
right.
heart, mind, soul, spirit, all of that stuff, she got it. She got it in a jar, and she takes
Right.
it out at her leisure.
Yeah. It's sad, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you know. But I try not to, knock this whole situation or whatever, um, because it's two people that I've always liked, So
Yeah, they're
and
likable
then they
people. Yeah,
and then they my people, So I'm not gonna harp on it and be like, I'm like, listen, I ain't no judge or jury executioner. I mean, we're all, any one of us can snap or do something
absolutely.
in a heated moment of emotions or whatever. I mean, I tell people, man, I've done some dumb ass stuff caught up into the heat of the moment, man. Hell, it happens to the best of us. So, because none of us, all of us are perfectly imperfect, but so anything can happen, and we can never say what we never will do.
Yeah,
Or we can find ourselves in situations and circumstances like, God dang, how'd I never could foresee me ever being in this situation. But once you get in it, you're like, Jesus Christ. But it is what it is, man. So there's a lot of people dealing with emotional attachments right now. A lot of people are in marriages with they're so emotionally attached that they can't see they they just can't resonate with the abuse that they're getting. They're feeling less than. There are women with men, attractive women, that men don't want to touch them.
mm-hmm.
Men
Oh
don't want
yeah,
to make love to them. Men don't want to be affectionate towards them. And I'm
yep,
talking about good looking women.
yes, I've
That
seen
that
them.
man that that man is serving them up on a silver platter. I mean, they are they I mean gorgeous. I'm talking about like what?
Hmm.
And vice versa. Good looking dudes. Women don't want. They want to ration out the goods. They want to do it only on feel good moments and anniversaries and birthdays. And
Yeah,
Christmas. I mean, there are people and people who could get better than them, but they're so emotionally attached to what they have. I don't know whether it's time they've been with this person or comfort. A lot of people stay in situations because of comfort. It's like, "Oh, I don't feel like starting nothing new. I got to get to know this person. I got to go through this. I got to go through uncomfortable silences, all this stuff." And it is, man. A lot of people stay emotionally attached to those people for those
yeah.
reasons. People got all kind of reasons why they don't want to start over with somebody else. Look, man, I get it. I get it.
I get it. I get it. No, I do. I do get it. Yeah, that is Ness. Ness said that is him. But yeah, I do get it. He said, "You Sean, you preaching, bro."
Ha!
Um,
Thanks, brother. Right,
for sure. But yeah. I don't want to disparage them, because like you said, they're good people. There are people, and this is I don't want Will to be judged off of this moment. I don't. He's done so much, and this man, this shows you that you could take a lifetime building up your reputation. It could be gone like that. I
yeah,
mean, absolutely gone. And so
yeah,
now what he has to do, damage control, he's gonna have to do some image rehab. He's gonna have to get the help because, and I was talking to my mom last night about this, is very
right,
interesting. Will has dug himself a tremendous hole, and he's pretty much put himself in this current prison that he's in. And he did it willingly. He basically the Jada, it was like a prison sitting there, got the cell sitting there, and Jada never told him to get in, but he willingly got in. He's like, "Hey Jada, will this make you happy?" He got behind the bars and closed it and do that little smile he do, behind the bars. He
right,
was just so happy to be there, so happy to get the validation from her. But one thing that men do, Sean, is that all men love to justify why they complicate their lives. They want to justify. So his justification for this emotional attachment is well, Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family, and I got to protect these black women in my life. And bro, that's a cop out. You justifying why you just complicated your life. That's not a justification.
right.
You
You,
it's this emotional attachment, and you gotta break it.
yeah, you gotta own. We all gotta own our BS, man. That's how we get better from it. So you just gotta own what you did, and you just gotta move on and be better from it. But what I don't like. One of the things that's always bothered me just with people, and when people mess up, man, a person can do a billion things good, and then one time they do something bad, they forget about the billion good things that they've done. But
Yeah.
my message for the whole situation is your mistakes does not define who you are.
Yeah.
A mistake is when you make mistakes. That's not your final destination point. Okay, I guess I messed up. I might as well just die now. I mean, but people hold things over people's head, man, because when you naturally, I mean, that was a negative situation that happened, but it shows you how negative and toxic our whole society is, because that's all they gravitate towards.
Dog.
They can't get enough of
Yeah.
negativity. They love
Yeah.
negativity. Then they say they don't, but I'm like, soon as something go wrong, you got to be in the know.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be in the know. You want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think of all the negative things that happen in the world. Car wrecks. I'm like, man, what's wrong with the damn traffic? Why the traffic? Everybody rubbernecking to see an accident like they've never seen an accident before.
Yeah.
People naturally gravitate toward negativity. And that was
Yeah.
a negative thing. And I mean, listen, man, I mean, you gonna laugh. I mean, there are things that you see some memes that's so funny, but people they are capitalizing off of people who have, yeah, Will messed up, but he probably hurting over that.
Oh,
And
he's
then
hurting.
and then Chris, his manhood is damaged and hurt, and people are capitalizing off of other people's pain. I
Yeah.
mean, that's that to me. If that ain't toxic ass behavior, I don't know what ass is. When you are celebrating and getting off on people's pain,
Dude, it's like the
what
people
in
that
the
agree.
hell?
The people that agree with what he
Right.
did. You can, hey, I do. If you agree with that, I want you to stay from around me because I'm gonna sue you as soon as you touch me. I'm just saying, that's just what it's going to be. I'm gonna have to put the people on you. I'm gonna put hands on you too, but I'm gonna have to put those people on you. I do it because they agree with it. I'm like, how can you agree with putting your life, career, family on the line? Because I talking. Who was I talking to? I forgot who I was talking to, but I was like, what he did was he put his family in danger
Hmm.
because we don't know who Chris Rock know. You don't know. You don't know what he got cooked up. You don't know what he got going on. You don't know what the people closest to Chris Rock are thinking right now and what they want to
Right.
do. We don't know. You know what time we live in? Come on, dog. Ain't nobody. Hey, just like hey, they say in sports, ain't nobody above the cut. Ain't nobody above this ass whipping. Ain't nobody
Yeah, man.
above getting hands put on them.
Yeah, that is true, man. You have to be very careful on who you do things with, and do
Oh,
things too, man.
Chantel say, what is the difference from an emotional attachment and a soul tie?
Mm. Why don't you enlighten us on that, Chantel, since you brought it up?
Which to me they go hand in hand.
Yeah, to
It,
me, yeah, pretty much.
yeah, to me it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand because that emotional attachment, that's that soul tie. It's the same thing, same effect. When you hear about people having soul ties and people being emotionally attached to people, it's the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you because people kind of look at soul ties as more of a spiritual type connection.
yeah,
You know, it's almost like it's a special, unique connection with somebody else that you've never had in your life with anyone other than that one person, and you only have that soul connection with that person, nobody
hmm
else. You may have a connection with anybody else, but that soul connection is only with that person. It's something about them that brings that connectivity all together to where you get lost in conversation with them. I mean, they say stuff that you've never heard, or everything is different with this person. You feel as if that this person, let's say if it's a woman interacting with a dude, is like, Dad, Jesus Christ, this dude is. It's felt like I've known this dude all my whole entire life.
yeah,
I mean, that dude uh, thinks differently. I mean, the person is so intriguing and so interesting because the conversations and the dealings with the ins and out with that person, you, it's totally different from anybody else that you deal with on a daily basis. It's like that person is from a different planet, and
yeah,
everybody is playing from planet Earth. To me, that soul tie kind of like resonates that.
yeah,
Chantel, I hope that makes some sense. I'm talking off the dome. I'm talking straight off the dome. Yeah.
yeah,
Who is
yeah,
that? Next time I just hard out here for a film.
yeah. He says it's hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to make that money for the rent.
hmm
That hustle and flow on here. That hustle and
Hustle
flow,
and
baby.
flow, dog.
Hey man,
So,
hey man, I'm just
I,
that emotional attachment is something else.
so the next question is, I'm sure anybody watching, he's talking about LOL. Y'all better drop that wisdom. That's what Chantel say. For sure.
Thank you,
You
Chantel.
know, they think, well, since we identified emotional attachment, we identified what it is, how it can. Now, don't get me wrong. It can be a beautiful thing. Like I said in the beginning, we're talking about some of the negative aspects of it, but it can be a beautiful thing. You see those couples, they together, they have those attachments to each other, and of course, their relationships are not perfect, but
Right.
they love each other, they care for each other, they do for each other. They look at it as duty. It's reciprocating the duty. You say, my thing is for Will to stop apologizing on social media to everyone else, yet now has not called Chris Rock. Chris talked about how bad he was bullied as a child because he was small and black. A bully mushed him in school who was bigger than him. So the next day, he emptied the backpack out, filled it with rocks, and hit the dude upside the head and stomped him out. Dude almost died. From the moment Chris has lived his life in fear of his mental state when his anger takes over, which explains part of his okay, I can't see the rest. But I'm guessing reluctance to act is what you're saying. Okay, well, yeah, that's only the bottom. You can't
Oh,
see
okay.
it stopped. So
Right. Yeah. It stops. Yeah.
he probably just got to put some more. But no, I get exactly what Ness is saying. Um,
Right.
when Chris talks about it, and that's one of the things I would say is thank you, Chris Rock, for being stoic in that moment. Because we know it's a lot of dudes who wouldn't have been stoic in that moment, and it would have been a lot worse had he put hands on Will, and it would have been. I don't even want to think about what that would look like, but it's a thank you to him for being stoic in that moment and not reacting the way that most people thought a black man probably would, should, could act. Because you see that situation and they think most black dudes, you could take two random black dudes from two opposite ends of the earth and one walk up to the other and slap them. 9 times out of 10, hands gonna be put. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the part that um you know always I like to use the analogy fantasy and reality. Like I tell my clients, I'm like, listen, I'm a trainer of reality, not fantasy. Don't come in here with no Cinderella dreams and detach from reality, ridiculous and dumb expectations in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going. Now you want me to lie to you and say, okay, I can get you as petite as Jada Pinkett in 90 days when you 290 pounds. And listen, I'm a trainer of reality, not fantasy. So I'm gonna give you that raw truth because my education, my reputation, my experience is on the line, and I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you you're gonna look a certain way in 90 days when I know your dud ass is gonna take you a year and a half to get there, even
Mm-hmm.
close, to even get remotely somewhere in the area, or not even probably even get in the area. But it's gonna take time. What bothers me about this whole thing is that people are so they harping on, well, he should have did this, he could have, what. Okay, all right. Okay, we get all that. Oh yeah, it's on national TV or whatever. Now the Oscars, if we get down to the brass tactics of the Oscar and the history of Oscars, it pretty much ain't one for black people anyway. If we want to get technically be honest with it, and a lot of
Yeah.
people are detached from reality about that situation. And do I commend Chris Rock for what he did? Yeah. But just like Brandon said, I ain't heard nobody say that at all. 9 times out of 10, that does not happen that way.
And he knows that, and Will knows that.
That does
Steve
not
said that.
happen that way. So I want y'all to please stick in reality and understand that another man hitting another man, what Chris Rock did is rare.
Rare.
And I watched it over and over again, and he held himself back. He
Yeah.
balled up his hand.
You saw it. You saw it.
He flinched. I finally saw what Brandon was telling me. I said that dude flinched. He was gonna swing, but he stopped himself.
Yes.
See, Chris was fighting against Chris, and he
Mm-hmm.
stopped himself. And y'all don't understand that. Chris was fighting against Chris, because trust me, Chris is from New York.
Yes.
He ain't soft. Y'all may think he's soft because he's small, but he's from New York, and you got to be kind of rough around the edges to make it. I'm just saying, in that
Yeah.
concrete jungle.
Yes.
I know a lot of people. I got friends who live in New York. I know people who from New York in here right here in Jacksonville. It ain't nothing about them soft. Now they gonna do the chess moves because they
Mm-hmm.
smart. But please don't get it twisted that that brother is soft. He's not,
Yeah.
because
No.
Chris fought against Chris. Now, could I have done what Chris done? God knows me, and I ain't finna lie. On my mama and my kids, ain't nowhere in hell I could do. I ain't even from the front, so I ain't even had that. They go, there you go, open and close case, Johnson. I mean, that's all it is with me. I couldn't have done that. So I'm not even going to put myself in that realm because I ain't where that dude is.
Yeah.
But my thing about it is that there's certain men like myself, I ain't built that way. I'm just not. I'm not passive. You do something to me, I'm coming at you. And I'm
Yeah.
probably trying to take out everything you at, your family, and everything else. That's just me. That's just how I'm rolling. And now, is that the thing to do? No, but that's just
No.
how I'm built. I'm honest with myself, unlike most of you who can't even be honest with yourselves about who the hell you are as a person, let alone situations and circumstances.
Yeah.
So
And
I
see, let's
digress
say,
from that part, you know?
yeah, let's say the LAPD was ready to arrest Will immediately, but Chris repeatedly say no, very rare. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I like what
Exactly.
Jim Carrey said. Jim Carrey said, he said, "Oh, I will be announcing this morning that I'm suing him for $200 million." Straight up, he said, because that video is ubiquitous. It's going to be out there forever,
Yeah,
and
forever. Forever.
people been talking about. I seen a lot of these celebrities, like you said, they talking about, oh, it's such a dude. Alec Baldwin, who just shot and killed a cinematographer, was talking about Will. I'm like, dude, you just shot a cinematographer.
Now
Come
that
on,
was
man.
on accident. That was on accident,
It
baby.
was on accident, but
Yeah.
it's some haziness surrounding that and some conspiracy theories that kind of that I heard, man. So it's a it's
We
still
don't
being worked
know,
out or
B.
whatever.
We, we,
We
we, we
don't
can't
know.
touch it. We can't touch
We
that.
don't know. But I would like for him to be quiet at this time. I don't want to hear you talk about it.
We need you to be silent.
Yeah, we need you to be silent, sir. But one thing that Jim Carrey said,
Right,
they were
right,
dragging
right.
Jim Carrey because they're like, oh, well, you got your transgression. No, what Jim Carrey said was it was a shameful act, but he saw what it was. He said that it's not about the joke. He said Will has something going on with him and he needs help. That's where the
Mhm.
conversation needs to start. Not, oh, let's get Will canceled. But no, that's not in Will's character. Will's never done that. Will's mom said he's never done that. So that's not Will. Will needs that help. And he's not being helped by the person who's supposed to be his help.
Yeah, man. We could talk about that
Yeah.
all day. But
So,
that was but it's a perfect instance on the subject at hand that we're talking about here, the emotional attachment. That emotional
mhm,
attachment has Will in a psychological prison, so to speak.
yes.
And one thing, one thing I can't do is judge that brother for anything and how he did
No.
that, because I've been in a psychological prison, emotionally attached to somebody. It took me forever to get to just get away from them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and love makes you do some crazy stuff, man. It
It
really does,
does.
man.
It
It
does.
makes you do stuff out of character. It makes you do things. An emotional attachment would just have you in a situation that you know the answers.
Hmm.
You know the answers to the question that you asking everybody about your current situation, but you're so emotionally attached that it's almost like you're in a lake, and what are those things that just wrap around people, man? They can wrap around you, whatever. I can't think right now, whatever. But it's almost like you are sinking in quicksand, so to speak, in that emotional attachment. And people don't, and this is the thing, people are always quick to judge people on the outside looking in, and they don't even know the roots of the problems. They don't know the deepness of that thing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, people are just so naive to the fact of how deep and how powerful an emotional attachment is, bro.
Yes.
That thing is so deep that will have you doing things that you normally wouldn't do, have you saying things that you normally wouldn't say, have you just just going through the
So
motions and just doing whatever because you are so deeply emotionally attached to this person.
and like you said, you so deeply attached. Just like Will, any person who's attached and it's a one-sided attachment, Will is a prisoner in his own home.
Hmm.
He's a prisoner in his own life. And he signed himself up for it. Nobody beat him with nightclubs and took him to the pokey. He
Right.
volunteered to go into this jail, and how to break the emotional attachment, because we talked about it. Will needs to break it, but he's afraid. He's fearful. He knows it's going to be painful. He doesn't like the way that it's most likely going to look if he does this. So he feels like that cheaper to keeper stuff is awful. That cheaper to keeper and all of that is awful. That go along to get along. Hey, I got ain't nothing I could do about it. We're tied together, dude. You have to break the emotional attachment. You have to break it. The best way to break it is to go no contact, to not talk to them at all. Now, of course, some people have children together, endeavors together, and you can't really do that, but you can keep it to a minimum. Anything outside of what you need to talk about does not need to be discussed. And for those who can go no contact, I'm talking about total no contact. Don't talk to this person. And you need to take time for yourself and be by yourself. Because we talked about this before, Sean. How many times, okay, you in this situation, you emotionally attached to this person, and you finally break it apart, and you end up in the exact same situation you was in before.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there, man. More than once.
Yeah.
More than once, homie. I mean, and I'm like, God dang, is this almost like identical situation I've already been in? And it's choices, it's decision making, man. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like
Yeah.
breaking up with somebody, breaking up with a girl, and then my next girlfriend damn near looks like my ex.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, everything's based off choices, man. Everything's based off decisions. So, um, yeah, man, it's unfortunate, but man, until you get into an emotional attachment, you don't know how deep that thing is. So a lot of people are speaking on things because they never been emotionally attached to anything, but when you get to it, you'll know exactly what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You,
Yeah. See,
you know,
Chantel say, I'm coming in and you better make me Beyonce in 30 days.
girl, so you know what, man, this is harassment at this point. You know that, right,
That's
Chet?
definitely harassment. That's harassment. That is definitely harassment.
You are socially bullying me at this point, Chantel, whether you
Yes.
realize that or not. Why can't I see Chantel's comments? What is going on?
Well,
See,
it's on the because like what happens is, because you're streaming to different places, when people
right.
comment in like in the FIMP, or they comment straight to your regular page or stuff, it's in different that,
Ah,
and I learned that. So that's why Ness looked like he in
ah.
FIMP. That's why it says the Facebook user, and Chantel, and I seen Lisa Reed was watching. She just didn't comment. They're on the regular stream, but Ness looked like he might be on the
Ah,
FIMP stream, or he could be
okay.
on the one that I shared, because I shared it too.
Right,
So
right,
Ness
right,
Ness
right.
say, he say, Brandon, damn it, man, you just turned into Hammer 2.0. She is supposed to be his help, not his narcissistic oppressor.
Ooh, that's powerful right there, man. But here's the thing: when there's an emotional attachment, the person that is attached to the other person, that person who has the emotional attachment has no power. The other person who's not emotionally attached to them has all the power and is pulling all the strings.
Yeah,
You see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yes.
So that's why when
Dance puppet, dance puppet.
we're looking at it. Now, when I saw the video, I ain't paid no attention to Will. I paid no attention. I'm gonna tell you why I paid attention to Jada. My eyes was just pretty much focused on Jada to see what she was doing or not doing. My mother always told me, if you want to know how a relationship or marriage is between a man and a woman, always pay attention to the woman.
Yeah,
Always pay attention to the woman. If you want to look at a pastor preaching and a woman, his wife in the church, look at her and how she's looking at him as he's preaching. She is going to show you by her whole face what's going on in that house.
yep,
My mom also told me, you want to know how much a woman loves a man or is in love with a man? Watch her in a room looking at him as he's engaging or talking or whatever the case may be. She's how she looks at him is going to show you and tell you, without asking no questions, how much she's in love with him or not in love with him.
Yeah.
See, man, I tell you, man, hey, hey, hey. So I was looking at her, and my first thought was like, what in the hell? She didn't stop him.
Yeah.
She didn't console him. Nothing. It was like she's sitting back there like you on your own. Hate to bring up this bad boy reference, but she was like sitting back like, well, like Martin said, oh well, so sad. You on your own, JoJo. I mean, that's pretty much what she was doing.
That's basically what she did.
And that's the first bad boy reference when Martin and Will was in there and Will was going crazy with the gun and and Martin was like, tell him something, Joe, whatever. And and he was like, you want some of this? And Martin looked at Joe. So sad, you're on your own, JoJo. That's exactly what Jada did. She just left him assed out with his dick in his hand for the whole world to see, and just sat back on cool and like she didn't give a damn. Your woman, who is your better half, who is your partner, your rib, whatever we want to call her, she's supposed to stop you. She's the voice of reason of your stupidity.
Yes.
And she effed up huge because, and here's the thing, ain't nobody talking about that shit, which further lets me know how dumb society, like my mom has always said, ain't nothing but a blind leading the stupid. Ain't nobody talking about that shit. So it just further lets me know. Now, you could turn this thing around like, God damn, here we go with the women not caring a damn about the man, just leaving them on out there and just, hey, you're on the island by yourself now. How you got a whole husband and you gonna watch that fool go into oncoming traffic and not warn him, not yelling, baby, watch out for them cars. You ain't doing nothing. You gonna let him go out there in oncoming traffic, not just oncoming traffic walking out there, but butt naked with no clothes on and oncoming traffic. You ain't trying to do nothing. So I was looking at her, and here's the sad thing. Ain't nobody harping on that.
No.
Ain't nobody harping on that.
No. And I'm
so you know what? So B, what does that tell you?
Dude, that lack of accountability. That's why women have been able to operate the way they have, because they haven't been held accountable. They always, the first thing they say, the justification for things they do is, well, men do. Oh my God. Well, men do. Oh my goodness. It's always about what the men do. No, baby. What about what you do? And this is where I respect women who are just there. They're supposed gold diggers or just want money. At least with those women, it's understood. Okay, she's here for the money. As long as we have that understanding, you should have no issue dealing with a woman who's there for the money, because you know she's there for the money. A woman that's there for the money would not let him do that, because he's jeopardizing the money. The woman that's there for the money is gonna be like, hey, I'm getting I'm getting some of this money. This money, part of this money is mine. And I want to continue to put into the pot so the money grows, because the more money we make, the more money I get. If I decide I want to leave or whatever, or I can have my lifestyle however I want, and she's going to stay or whatever. She's going to be about the money. Jada ain't even care about the money in that scenario, man. $350 million. You ain't even care. Are we serious?
Yeah.
Let's see. What up, Dante? And Ness say she can help him, but she has to come clean and be honest about how messed up she is. And no cameras, just raw, butt naked honesty from an emotionally damaged woman. Give him truth and allow him to decide what's next. He said, Sean, your mom was phenomenally powerful and wise woman. More young men need a mother like her. Yeah.
Who said that? Dante?
No, that's Ness.
Ness? Ness, man. That's love, man. Ness, bro, I miss her, man. Ness, that's funny, man. I was driving yesterday, man. I was missing her so much, man, because, man, her words of encouragement and voice of reason is so good. But she gave me and my brother all the information on what a good quality virtuous woman was, man. And, that my mind is not deviating from the things she taught me, because the opposite of what she said that virtuous woman is not what you want, because she ain't going to have you back. She gonna quit on you at every give. That she ain't gonna take the time to understand you or comprehend you. She is the woman that's hearing impaired because the virtuous woman isn't. She did. She just gave me so much information about the woman, and especially just paying attention. And I really always look at couples. I'm always looking at the woman and how she engages with a husband or a man, because that tells the story of what's going on in that
Yeah,
situationship or relationship, whatever we want to call it, marriage. But appreciate it, Ness. That's love, man. I appreciate it, man. Much love.
for sure, for sure. Oh, so we're our way. You want to go ahead and wrap
Yeah,
this
man.
up so we can?
Yeah, we gonna go ahead and wrap it up, B, because I know you got stuff to do. We both got stuff to do. Listen, B, what's your final thoughts on this, man?
So, my final thoughts, man, is emotional attachment isn't this just horrible, awful thing, at like we said, it can be good when it's done right. You got the right person, it can be right. But when it's bad, when it's going bad, when it's going left, and especially when it's one-sided, you got to drop it. And I know it sounds easy to say, but it's very hard to do. But you have to drop it. The only way you're going to be able to drop it is it starts up here. Your mindset. It's your
Right.
mindset, man. Your mindset. Do you want what's best for you, or do you want what's best for the person that doesn't care anything about you? Do you
Mm,
want do you want to do the things that you want to do, or do you want to acquiesce to the whims of said person that only wants to do what they want to do?
mm.
You know, are you doing things that benefit your life or your lives together, and then this person is doing things that only benefits them? You have to look at those things. Once you identify that and realize that, this person is not what's best for me. This person is constantly taking. My cup is empty. Your cup is supposed to be running over, but it's empty. And you see that cup empty, it's time to move on, and it's time to let it go. Easier said than done, of course. But however long you were dealing with this person, you need to take that time and work on yourself. Half that time, at least, work on yourself. So if you
That's
were with a
right.
person 5 years, at least take 2 years. Take 2.5 years. Work on yourself in earnest. That's what you need to do. Don't distract yourself with somebody else, because that's what too many people do. They'll leave a situation and they can't be alone, and they distract themselves by bringing in another person. Men and women do this. No, take time to heal, because all you're going to do is jump right back into another situation that's similar to the one you just left. You got to heal.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
man. You gotta heal. And man, you have to, you know, and that's why it's so important, man, to try and train your mind daily. And
Yes.
you can get caught up, coming this. I've been in an emotional attachment with somebody before, and it's one of the biggest things to try to unravel yourself from. But my thing about it is, at the end of the day, it comes about how much do you love yourself? You
Yeah.
know, uh, your mental. I mean,
Appreciate that, Dante.
I mean, the psychological part of it, man. You got to understand that you got to know your worth. You got to know
Mm-hmm.
that you deserve more as a dude. And
Yeah.
I'm speaking to men right now, man. You don't have to be with some woman who is not being understanding to your situation, being understanding that you got the world against you already, and she don't give a damn about how you feel about nothing. She invalidate your feelings, your emotions. She invalidates everything when it comes to you. She has the attitude that it's all about her. See, if it's all about her, when it's all, fellas, what you got to understand when you're dealing with some of these females, when it's all about them, she ain't got room to give you nothing because it's all about her.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't got room to understand you because it's all about her. She ain't got the room for patience. It's all about her. She trying to pressure you into marriage and stuff like that. It's all about her. She ain't looking at nothing that you done been through to understand why you are the way you are in the present, in the now. And see, you know, people like to throw back things to you. I'm like, you can throw back my words at me, but it makes no sense when the application and the setting doesn't fit. You
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? So it's if she can't understand or give a damn about me as her man and how I supposed to feel, but I supposed to be constantly worrying about how she feels. Even the world don't work that way. That's just not how that's supposed to work. It is give and take on both ends.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, it is give and take on both ends. Is one person probably going to be given a little bit more? Yeah, it depends on the dynamics of the situation. Who has, B, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You still hear me? So
Yeah.
the whole thing is, if I got more on my plate, or if or that person is doing so much more, they working so much more, they got so much on them, they got everybody's pulling them left and right. That person's gonna need way more understanding than you do. That person's gonna need a little bit more patience. Because this person is just trying to cram in everything within a 24-hour period, and he's only one
Yeah.
person. But then his mental state is neglected. And how he feels is neglected. And if she's not willing to talk me out of oncoming traffic, or because sometimes us men, we can be dumb. We can be kind of like oblivious to what's going on, and the
Yeah.
woman's insight is so amazing. She can stop us. She can see what's coming and warn us. That's a
Yeah.
true partner. You, my female partner, you're supposed to warn me of this stuff that I'm not seeing, because men, when we get in our egos, we like a bull. We only see red. We
Mm-hmm.
need that voice of reason to calm us the hell down before we do something stupid. And then we got to think about it later.
Yep.
If people don't understand and again, there's a difference between partnership and relationship. A true partner is going to protect you by whatever
Yep.
means necessary, especially getting yourself into a bad situation. So you have to think about this, pretty much think outside the box, you know, and understand emotional attachments, man, they're very, very, very serious. But we have to use, God blesses us all with common sense. Whether we use it or not, that falls on us at the end of the day. That's my final
True that.
thought.
True that. They say, Brandon, you are blessed as well because Robin Melinda Brooks is the real deal. Keep taking notes. Love you guys to life. Oh snap! What happened with him? Say we should come up with he said we should come up with a commercial that continuously plays, stating "Brothers, know your worth." For real, for real, man. That knowing your worth. That
Yeah, man. That's deep.
yeah,
That's deep.
that's deep. And dude, and Ness, I'm thankful for Melinda every single day of my life. I thanked my dad the other day. I said thank you. I said because you could have done so much worse, man. I said I could have been in so many situations, could have went through so many things, but even though neither one of them are perfect, dude, they're as close to perfect as far as parents as I've seen, man. I have no complaints, man. I'm very thankful for what they've both been able to do and provide for me.
That's real talk, man. But listen, man, thanks everybody who tuned in. Please comment, like, subscribe. Um, you can follow Brandon on all his social media outlets. Brandon, you can give them to the people, brother. Give them to the people.
Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, which I gotta post on my TikTok. I'm about to get back on this TikTok for sure. But yeah, check me out on there. He said the Lord works in mysterious ways. Hallelujah. Yes, he does.
Right,
For
right.
sure. Yes, he
Indeed,
does. Yes, he
indeed.
does, man. So yeah, I'll sports show at 8 o'clock tonight. So join me. I'll be streaming to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So check me out, Brandon Lampley. We're gonna talk some sports tonight.
That's right, man. So y'all, hey man, y'all support my homie. Support him, support him. I'll be tuning in, brother. I'll be tuning in, man. I'm gonna tune
For
in
sure.
as much as I can between falling asleep.
Oh yeah, I know. Everybody ain't got to be up at 3:30.
At 3:30, 3:30. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Listen, y'all stay easy, man. Listen, eat to live this weekend. Don't live to eat. Remember, Monday is coming right around the corner. Listen, do it in moderation opposed to excessive, because when you do it excessive, man, that's what causes the problems. But like I said at the end of every segment, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since this brother is in no way in hell, shape, form, or fashion of ever being perfect, you never have to worry about this brother ever judging you. We'll catch you on the flip. Y'all be easy. Remember, love is love. Take it easy, B.
Peace.
Peace.
See you.